Good day, everyone. You're welcome to Linux class. And today we're going to be looking at packages. When we say packages, we are referring to applications that we run on our Linux servers. How to install applications, how to remove applications, how to check if an application exists or not. And from our last class, we started going deeper into Linux. Okay? We've moved past creation of folders and files, learning to see how to navigate these folders, either using relative path or absolute path. We have we have moved past how to create users, how to set password for users, how to make an irregular user a super user by elevating such user to sudo. We are now beginning to look at deeper things, and that's how it's going to be even when we continue in the DevOps session. But the good thing is uh, the deep things are created out of the simple things. So all you need to do is just to set them and practice. Okay. And I should thank Mr. Henry for the very detailed and simple way he explained using numerical values to uh, execute file permissions. All right, thank you. That's a very good one. Miss Bosse, do you have any question? I can see you are clapping. Okay, that's fine.
I was
Quite
clapping.
commendable of you. Thank you. All right, you raised your hand, Mr. Henry. Please go ahead.
That was a quick was ChatGPT prompt to give me some of those. I use such prompts a lot to get more clarity on some of these concepts.
And things, yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Also, the assignment. There was an assignment. I think it was on the class 2 section. The how to set aliases as permanent prompts.
Permanent alias, yeah.
Yes, I think I did something. I'm not sure, but it works.
Okay, do you
Um,
want to quickly run with us? Let's create an alias for Clear now using CL.
yeah, sure. Let me. Can I share my screen?
Okay, let me
Or okay, or I
just
can.
yeah, just direct me
Okay,
from
sure.
here. I just
So
want
so
to know the
basically,
folder you navigate to go and get it done.
there is like three folders you could go to. However, let me just go to the one that trumps the hierarchy. So if that file exists, then it overrides the other file. So definitely the uh, dot bash underscore profile is the
Yeah,
file.
beautiful. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you could use other editors, but Nano is probably the most accessible. So you could run. So once you're in that file, you can run the Nano program to edit the alias.
Can also use dot bash dot bash rc as well.
Yes. So initially, I did it in .bash RC, but what I found was when I exit um, the terminal, it is not permanent. I need to run it again before it stays. But when
Okay.
I did it again using the .bash profile.
Okay. Was it on an Ubuntu server
Let me see.
that you're running?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, so look at what it says. This is not an Ubuntu server, but this is Amazon Linux. Okay. Now, in Linux or in HTML, or when you're coding or scripting with JSON, this is for everybody, please. When you see hashtag this way, okay, it means that what follows it, even in Terraform, HCL, HashiCorp configuration, which we're going to get into later on, when you see hashtag this way, whatever follows it on that line means it is commented out. Okay. So I could be coding, and then I just want to add a short text, even if it is a long text. All I need to do is on the line where I want to put the text, I put hashtag. Or it might not even be a text, it could just be a code or a script I want to check out later on, but it does not have any bearing with what I'm doing at the moment. Let's say it even has bearing, but I don't want it to be treated as a code. I want it to be treated as an ordinary comment. This is what you do. Okay,
Yeah.
it is said to be you have commented it out. So if you look at this .bash underscore profile, we're going to be using this file very well when we get into DevOps. This is a syntax. This is a syntax. This is an if block, a syntax. And then this is a text within it. Okay. So what makes this text not negate this environment is because an hashtag has been placed here to say, oh, this is a text. So when any application is running this .bash profile, it sees this and it does not even care what it is. It just jumps it because it has been commented out, irrespective of what you have put there. Okay. So this is what I want to show us. Get the aliases and functions. All right. So for Amazon Linux too, you can do it here and you can also do it here as well. All right. Now go ahead, Mr. Henry. Let's.
Yeah. So normally what I do is like, I commented out just to say this alias. You can just what's your prompt? Can you go down to? I just tried to go down to the last the last
End
file.
of
Yeah.
file.
Yeah.
So you say go to end of file.
End of file. Okay.
Yeah, EOF. Okay, so go
Okay.
ahead now.
You can comment out. Let's say shortcut alias for Claire. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you can go to the next end of line. Yeah. Not a comment now. So you can just write alias CL or alias space, CL equals column. I mean, open bracket, clear, exactly.
Okay,
So here now you have to save. Normally, I think I did. So I'm using a MacBook, so it's Control O. That is
that is
write
if we are
out.
using Nano, yeah.
Yes, Nano. Yes, so
So
it's
I'm
write out.
using VI editor. When you need to save, like I shared with us, you need to get out of the insert mode. You escape. So when you no longer see the insert mode, it means you're out. Then column, right means save, Q for quit, then exclamation mark. We call this bang. Bang means execute and exit this interface.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think I did it in a nano editor, so it's a little different. But yeah, so once you say, so there's another thing I discovered for with the nano editor. So normally you need to close the session for the settings to key in. But if you don't want to close the session, you can source it out by
Beautiful.
running
That's
a
what I'm
source.
expecting. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was expecting. Irrespective of the editor you use, as long as it is a file, once you source means go and activate what I just did in the file. All right.
Yeah.
So
So
instead of you restarting this system, you source it dot bash underscore profile. All right. Uh, Beautiful. So that's it. Thank you, Mr. Henry.
yeah,
And
sure. Thanks.
this is what I encourage everyone to do. All right. That when you have an assignment, you attempt it by yourself. It is what a simple Google search will help you to do. And the essence or the importance of assignment is that it helps you to expand on what you're learning at the moment. Yeah. I I hope this encourages every other person as well. All right, thank you. Do you have any other thing? Is there anyone with any question before we jump into what we want to learn today? All right, so we are good to go. Let's look at packages. Your Linux system is comprised of many packages. We have text editors, the one that we just used now. We have internet browser. I hope you're aware that your Linux functions just as your Windows and Mac OS. You can install browsers on it as well, use it to browse. Okay. However, not from the command line interface, from the GUI. Okay. Your Linux also have GUI, graphics user interface. That's the common interface on your Windows where you can where you see graphics, where you can drag, where you can open with your mouse and all of that. All right. Now these packages are managed through package managers. And if you remember, and if you have been keeping notes, you probably would have written it down somewhere that I said there are two popular, or if not popular, two major package managers. There are many package managers that project on Linux has has given birth to, but two major ones, and these are Red Hat Package Manager (RPM) and Debian Package Manager. Now, these package managers also have their own distros of Linux. There is a Linux distro called Red Hat Enterprise Linux, RHEL. I am certified in this. There is also Debian Linux. Okay. So all your installations, most of the time, let's say 95% of the time, can be found within these package managers. Okay. The ones that are not installed through package managers, you're going to install from their external servers. And I'll show you instances now. Okay. So you can commonly install packages directly from external servers, like what we will see when we get into DevOps. However, most of the time you will use package managers to install softwares on your Linux servers. All right. And then we're going to be using what we call package installers. All right. So the first thing I think I should show us is how do I confirm if a specific package exists on my Linux server at the moment or not. Okay. There is a package called JIT. We will learn about JIT when we get into DevOps by the third month. But on Ubuntu server, JIT comes pre-installed. So I expect that there is JIT on the Ubuntu server. However, there is no JIT pre-installed on the Amazon Linux server. Let's say I do not have this information. How do I know if there is JIT on my Linux server or if there is no JIT there? The first thing you need to decide is what distribution of Linux is this? This is Amazon Linux. Okay. Now, under what package manager does Amazon Linux fall? You do not have to cram this. A simple Google search will reveal that to you. But I know Amazon Linux is under Red Hat Package Manager. So to confirm all the applications, softwares that are on Red Hat, that are on my Amazon Linux server, not the one that I can, but that are currently on it, I'm going to say RPM, Red Hat Package Manager, flag QA. QA means query all. So if I just tap enter from here, it's going to list for me all the currently active packages on this server. All right. And that's a lot. Do you see this? Do you see this? It is a lot. So what I can do to narrow it down, you already know, is to use what? Grep. You remember the grep? So I can now say RPM, flag query or pipe and grep for me, JIT. So meaning that in all of these things, filter out a pattern like JIT. Okay. Now, if you remember that I said this operand pipe and this operand double ampersand are used to combine commands together on the Linux interface. However, the way they operate is different. For the pipe operand that we just used now, it says that perform the command on the right-hand side. That means perform grep-jit on the output of the command on the left-hand side. That's how pipe works. It means that perform this on the output of this command. But if it were to be double ampersand, it means first perform the command before the ampersand, and then go ahead and perform the command after the ampersand. So if it has to do with the output or not, it doesn't matter. all double ampersand just mean is run this command first. When you are done, run the second command. But for pipe, it means that run the first command, okay, then run the second command on the output of the first command. Okay, so RPM flag query or pipe and grep for JIT means that grep for JIT on the output of RPM flag query or, okay, and so it listed for us all the files within this RPM flag query or that has JIT pattern inside of it. And if you look at it, none of them is actually the JIT application. Okay, this is network tools, which I will tell you about. This is cron tabs, this is Python, this is census library. These are just what looks like JIT inside of it. It is not actually the JIT application. Okay, so I just confirmed there's no JIT here. Now, how will I install JIT application or JIT tool on Amazon Linux server? Again, I need to confirm, I need to first check what distro of Linux is this and under what package manager does it fall. So I know it is Amazon Linux 2 under Red Hat. To do installation on distros of Linux under Red Hat package manager, the first thing you do is you ensure you have updated your server. You have updated your server. Now, how do you update a Linux server that is under Red Hat? The command is sudo, because to do updates, you cannot do it as a regular user. You have to do it as root or an elevated user. Sudo, let's do it as regular so you can see if it is going to update. Yum update. That's it. All right, so do you see this? You need to be root to perform this command. What therefore means is either we switch to root, which I advised us earlier on not to, or we use sudo. So I'm going to run sudo yum update. Okay, so with sudo yum update, I'm going to update this server. Now it says no packages marked for update. That means this server is up to date. So if there are no packages for updates, let us continue. So to install yum now, we again use sudo because installation and updating are root commands. Sudo yum install JIT. Then you tap enter. It's about to install JIT now. Then you get to a point, it tells you what you want to install is 44 MB, the total download size. And then it's asking you, do you want to proceed or not? Is this okay? Then Y means yes, N means no, and D means delay. That means prompt for me later on. But I just want to proceed. I answer yes. And that's it. JIT has been installed. So if I return to run the command to check if there is JIT on this server or not, you will notice that these are the ones it listed for me earlier, which I told you they are not JIT. This is the actual JIT. Okay. And I don't know, this is the actual JIT. You will see it actually starts with JIT. So we now have JIT 2.40. Okay. These are other files that come because I installed the real JIT. Right. I can also say JIT hyphen version to confirm if JIT exists on this server or not. Look at that. JIT hyphen version says I have JIT version 2.40.1. Okay. So that's it. How to confirm if a package or a software exists on a distro of Linux under Red Hat Package Manager. Shown us how to update a distro of Linux under Red Hat Package Manager. You've seen that. And how to install a package on Linux distro that is under Red Hat Package Manager. Let's quickly repeat that again. If I want to update this server, sudo yum update. Okay. If I want to check if there's an installation, I can do rpm flag query all pipe and grep for let us install httpd. httpd is a web app application. Sorry, web server application. So let's say I want to promote this server into a website. Some of the servers that help me to do that, some of the tools rather, that will help me do that on my server is HTTPD. There are other ones like Nginx, okay? If what you want to do is to make it a web app, not a website, there are tools like Tomcat, Apache Tomcat, okay? All of that we'll see when we get into DevOps. So you see, it returned nothing to show you that there is no HTTPD on this server. So let's go ahead and do the installation. I said sudo yum install the name of the app or the package, HTTPD. That's it. So you see again, it's going to ask me, do I want to continue the installation? I answer why. And then that's it, completed. So we'll come back and do something with this HTTPD installation. Let me clear screen. Now let me show you something. When I was about to install HTTPD, at some point it requested that I answer yes or no. At the point I was going to install JIT as well, at some point it also required me to respond yes or no. Okay. Now imagine I was setting up a script, a bash script, and I'm putting installation line within the bash script. And the bash script was meant to run in the background, a daemon bash script. I won't be there to respond yes or no. So what you do for it to automatically answer yes without you having to type it out is when you write out the command this way, you add flag Y to it. The flag Y here means whenever you require yes or no, select yes. So let's do that for an installation. Let's try and install Let's install File Transfer Protocol, FTP, flag Y. So flag Y means when you want me to select yes or no, automatically select yes. Do you see that the installation completed without requesting me to answer yes or no? Okay. Normally, this is the point it would have stopped to ask me. This is the total download size, 61, but this is the total installation size, 96 kilobytes. Then the next thing will be, do you want to install or do you want to proceed Y or D or N? But because I had used flag Y here, did not do that. So you just went ahead and installed, downloaded and installed FTP for me. Okay. So that is how it's done on Amazon Linux. Okay. So what if you are done and now you want to remove the application? You do not want it again. Okay. All you need to do is to come and change the install here to remove. RE remove. Sudo yum remove FTP. Okay. Again, flag Y here also means when you require me to answer yes or no, I select yes. Okay. So now if I run the command grep for FTP, can you see that it returned nothing, meaning there is no FTP on this Linux server? Let's install it again. Install FTP. Now let's grep for it. Can you see it returned that there is FTP after we've installed it? What if we remove it? Sudo yum remove FTP. And then let's confirm if there is FTP. If returned nothing, that means FTP has been removed. Okay. So this is the beauty of Linux. It is a very lightweight operating system, and getting things done on your Linux, especially from the command line interface, is simple, it's easy, and it is fast. People actually think it is difficult because it is not the first operating system they ever get exposed to. Okay. But if you are flexible enough and if you are open to changes, you get used to it and you come around. Imagine you have to install and delete an application on Windows. You will not be able to do it so fast as we have done it here. Now, I've installed and deleted FTP about 2 times on this command line. If it were to be on Windows, you first have to go to Control Panel, uninstall program, right? And then right click and install, and you wait. At least your waiting time will not be less than 60 seconds, no matter how fast your server could be, your Windows system is. All right. And then it compels you at times to restart your PC before whatever you have done takes effect. Okay. So these and many other reasons are why enterprise network, corporate networks prefer that their server run on Linux. Okay. So that's how to do it on a Linux distro that is under Red Hat Package Manager. Let's jump to Ubuntu and see how it is done. First, how do you update an Ubuntu server? Or how do you update a Linux distro that is under Debian Package Manager? Two ways, not two ways, please. Two steps. Because two-way means you might choose either way, but it is two steps. On Amazon Linux, which is a distro under Red Hat, is just one step. Sudo yum update flag Y, boom. But for Ubuntu, two steps. The first one is you check for update with the command sudo. This time around, your installer is apt, no longer yum. Okay, it is either apt or apt-get. Okay, so in literature, once you see apt or apt-get, then you know, okay, this is a distribution of Linux under Debian Package Manager. So when you see apt or apt-get, don't assume it is Ubuntu. No, it could also be Debian. Okay, it could also be SUSE. There is a Linux distro called SUSE. All right. So just know that when you see apt or when you see apt-get, know that that's a Linux distro under Debian Package Manager. And when you see yum, don't assume it is Amazon Linux or it is Red Hat or it is Fedora or it is CentOS. But what it tells you is that's a Linux distro under Red Hat Package Manager. Okay, so let's move on. Sudo apt update. What this one will do is look through your entire Linux system and fetch all the packages that has updates. Okay, so from here it says there are 44 packages that can be upgraded. All right, you can now continue to say sudo apt upgrade. And again, I can add flag Y. Flag Y is what I've said it is. You are able to immediately answer yes whenever I prompt you to select either yes or no. All right. So that's it for distros under Debian Package Manager. You first run sudo apt update, then you run sudo apt upgrade. As a seasoned server administrator, either you do it every week or you set a cron job for it. However you want to, the frequency you want, you must always update your server. The server should be running on latest packages. Okay, so that's it. Let's clear. Now, if two commands will get your Ubuntu server updated, why then do you have to run the command one by one? Why not run it together? So you can do sudo apt update double ampersand sudo apt upgrade flag Y. So this means run this, execute this, and then execute this. When you use double ampersand this way, it's going to execute what you have before the ampersand, then what you have after the ampersand. Okay. Unlike if it had to be pipe that I'm using here, it means run this one, but stay on the output and run this one on the output of this. Okay. So sudo apt update, double ampersand, sudo apt upgrade flag y will get your your distro of Linux under Debian installed for you. So because we have done it once, it's no longer saying anything to upgrade again, right? So Mr. Henry, please go ahead with your question. I think I saw your hand up.
Yeah, so it's like, I know you said you need to always make sure that you upgrade your Linux versions, but is there a situation where you have a package you want to host on the Linux server requires a certain version of some of the packages, maybe like Git or um, it- does that still require you to make sure that you're up to date? Because sometimes being up to date means that you're using a much newer version of the Linux server. Meanwhile, your application is only able to work with a lower version. Is that something that happens, or like?
Yes, I get your question, and it's an intelligent one. So let's say I have Java 11 JDK, and then I'm also running Kubernetes cluster. You might not be understanding this, but we'll break it down when we get into it. Or let's break it down. Let me say I have app A 2011 version, app A, right? And I'm also running app Y. And app Y is dependent on 2011 version of app A for app Y to run well. Okay. That's your question, right? So you're
Yes.
saying, what if I now update my server and there is already 2013 version of app A, but app Y requires 2011 version of app A? What's going to happen? Good. Now, Linux does not automatically upgrade your servers to a new version, sorry, your packages to a new version.
Okay.
Are you with me? What
Yes.
it
Yes.
does is it stays on the existing version and updates the existing version.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
copy?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
So
So it's only updating on the existing version. It's not
i-
like updating to a different
that's it.
version.
Okay. So if even Linux itself does not upgrade itself to a new version. So if I've installed Ubuntu 22.04 and there is Ubuntu 24.04 and I upgrade Ubuntu 22.04, what it will do is it will upgrade it to the latest version of 22.04. It won't take it to 24.04. Okay.
Okay.
So I give you an instance. Uh, 2 days ago, I was actually in production environment. We were trying to release an application. It's a synergy with an India uh, company. And then we were trying to force, uh, trying to remember the name of this app now. Uh, we were trying to force Kubernetes to start on the server, not knowing that the version of Kubernetes we have launched requires Java 17 and we are using Java 11. Okay. So what we had to do was to go and downgrade Java 17 to Java 11 before we are able to start. Sorry, we had to upgrade Java 11 to Java 17 because the app requires Java 17. right? So in that case, we updated our server before we installed that Java, that Kubernetes cluster. But the upgrade did not take Java 11 to Java 17. No, the upgrade will only take Java 11 to the latest version of Java 11. Does it make sense now?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, let's continue. So I've shown you how to do installation on Linux distros that are under Debian. Now, how do you confirm there's a package? Like I said, like I did in Amazon Linux, if you know the name of the package, you can use git hyphen version. But this does not work for all packages. That's why it's not the first thing I'm showing you. Okay. Remember I told you Git comes pre-installed with Ubuntu, but not with Amazon Linux. That's why we are seeing it here. Let's find another application. Let's say Tomcat hyphen version. Okay, it returned nothing. That means there's no Tomcat here. How about Maven? Okay, that means it is also not here. Okay, but generally, how do you confirm there is a package installed on Ubuntu or on any Linux distro that is under Debian Package Manager, under DBM? All you need to do is to say Debian, then PKG, meaning package, flag L. Okay. At this, we should know what flag L means. Flag L tells us list. Okay. So if you run this ordinarily, it's going to list all the plenty packages you have under
I think you misspelled it.
PKG. Thank you, sir. PKG shorten, that is package. It's going to list all that you have here. Okay. And you keep tapping enter to be showing you all. Okay. But we can use grep to find pattern. We can use grep to look for pattern here. So we say dpkg flag L hype and grep for Apache 2. It returned nothing, meaning there is no Apache 2 on this Ubuntu system. So now to install Apache 2, the command is sudo. Don't forget, yum will not work in this place. What's going to work is apt install Apache 2. Then flag Y. Flag Y means answer yes when you prompt for yes. And now we have Apache 2. So if we prompt, if there's Apache 2 here, and you see, now it returned something for us. The first time we asked for Apache 2, it returned nothing, but now we are seeing all of this. Okay. Same thing we can do to confirm FTP flag Y. Okay. So the reset here about NTP. You don't even need flag Y for that. There is no NTP. NTP means network time protocol. So let's install NTP. Sudo yum install NTP. That's it. Good. So if we query for NTP now, it now tells us there is NTP. Okay. Now let me tell you something on Ubuntu. Okay. Let me postpone it. We'll get into it when we want to talk about IP addresses. So let me not digress. So that's how to do installation. You want to remove the same way, change install to remove. And that's it. Okay. The following packages were automatically installed and are no longer required. Okay, use sudo auto remove to remove them. Okay, and now removing this out. The following packages will be removed. It has been removed. So now if you query for NTP, you will notice there is NTP. However, II here is now RC in this place. Okay, when you see RC in Ubuntu, it means it is not active. These are residual files. Okay, II means active installations. Okay, the same way, if I uninstall Apache 2, you will still see Apache 2, the residual files, but you will need II. What you will find is RC. Okay. At RC, if you call for NTP to not respond to you because it no longer exists, these are residual files. All right. So we've seen how to do these things on distros, on the two major package managers, RPM and Debian. Okay. But we did an installation which promoted one of our, okay, it promoted our two servers. We can use them as websites. Can we explore that? Can we explore that? So I installed Amazon Linux. Sorry, I installed HTTPD on my Amazon Linux. Okay, let's confirm that. Sudo RPM flag query or pipe and grep for HTTPD. So there's HTTPD on this server. If I activate it, how do I do that? I'll say sudo systemctl restart, or let me check the status first. Sudo systemctl status HTTPD. And it tells me the status is inactive, it is dead. So let us start it. How do I start it? The same command, sudo systemctl start HTTPD. Okay, it has started. Let's go and confirm the status again. Now it is running and active. Okay, it is running and active on this process ID 1040. Okay, so that means I can go and browse. Let's go to our browser. Can I check out instances? Okay, I'm waiting for my browser. Okay. My browser is taking too long. Okay, let me just keep refreshing these browsers. I want us to browse for, okay. Okay, let's go to instances. I'm just gonna close these other tabs. Okay, what's happening to my management, my console? AWS console is not responding. Sorry, I don't seem to understand what's wrong with my browser, but I think it's okay. I think it's back up. All right. So let's go to EC2. What I need is the IP address of my Amazon Linux 2 and also that of the Ubuntu. We've installed Apache 2 on Ubuntu and HTTPD on Amazon Linux 2. The two packages are the same, only that they bear different name on these different distros of Linux. Okay. And then I'll show you now that they are the same. So this is Amazon Linux 2. This is our IP. I'm going to copy this and then let us browse further. I think I should also put it on in the chat so you guys can also browse for it from your own end. Okay, so please copy the IP address from the Zoom chat. You can go ahead and use your phone or your browser, browse for that IP address. Okay, it's unlikely that you'll be able to reach it, and I know why. And if you're able to reach it, I also know why. So let someone browse for that IP address and tell me what is saying to you. Okay, you will even be able to reach it.
Yeah, I can see the test page.
Good. Now it says this page is used to test proper operation of Apache HTTP server after it has been installed. Moving on, it means HTTP server installed that this site is working properly. Now, if we want to change the content of this site, we need to go here and edit the index.html file at this directory. Okay, can we do that? Let's ask ChatGPT to write us a simple commercial website rather than web app. Okay. Where it has been able to browse for that. Okay, so right. I think I've done it before. I should be able to find it. Oh, I didn't sign in when I did it. Okay, so write a simple commercial website. Okay. I didn't specify the language. Oh, so it's automatically using HTML. Okay. All right, so it's done. We come here and then we copy code. We copy the source code. So it says we should go to this place and then we can change the content of this file. So let's come to our server. So we cd into root var www html. Okay, we are there. Can we clear screen? If we list, oh, we do not have it here. So we create our first index file. We say vi index.html. Okay, since I use vi as the editor to begin to type, I press I for insert. Then I paste the whole of that code. Okay. And if I want to edit, I can edit. I can call the title, instead of calling it my commercial website, I can decide to call it GTT24. All right. And then I scroll the way down. Okay. So where I see my company, I want to call it GTT set 24. Okay. Welcome to GTT Bootcamp. I'm just doing this so that we can see these differences when we are done. So let's say I'm done. I'm going to escape again. Then I'm going to save, right, quit, bang, execute. It says cannot open file for writing Y. Type enter to continue. Okay. Probably I should have used sudo to vi. So let me escape. Okay. If I do that, let's escape without saving. Okay. If I list, let's use sudo. Say sudo vi index.html. Press I. We'll paste all of that again. Let's begin to do the editing now. Without wasting time, you can just call this GTT. Then we come all the way down to say here should be welcome to GTT 24. Let's stop there. We escape. Right quit bang. Okay, so why did they not allow us to do it as a regular user? Is because the directory where we are is a root directory. So kindly go to that same IP address and refresh. Okay. Now you see, welcome to GTT 24. And then you also see here GTT. That's the title of our page, GTT. Okay. Do you want to refresh from your end?
Yeah,
please.
I see the same thing.
Okay, beautiful. So that's what we just did on Amazon Linux. Can we go do the same on?
Yeah, I see the same thing. Welcome to GTT.
That's fine. So can we do the same on Ubuntu? So let's also confirm the status of our Apache 2. Remember I told us what is Apache 2 on Ubuntu or on Debian package manager is called HTTPD on Amazon Linux or all Red Hat package managers. Okay. So here we say system CTL status Apache 2. Okay, so automatically it is running here. Then let us copy the IP address of our Ubuntu server. I'm going to put it again on the Zoom chat for you guys to also browse for it. And then let me also browse for it here. What is it telling you from your end? Welcome to Apache 2, stuff like that.
Nope, site cannot be reached.
Sites cannot be reached. You want to
this
refresh?
site cannot be reached. It's actually loading.
Yeah. Okay, this site cannot be reached, and yet it's saying active and running. The same thing that we got here, active and running, the same thing. Okay. So let me confirm again. Started the server, it is active and it is running. So it could be at times the server taking time to respond. So let me also restart. Or let me just restart it. Sudo System CTL means system control restart Apache 2. And if I check for status, it has been restarted. How do I know? The process ID here is different from the process ID here. Okay. And at times the time to leave affects the time to reach your website. So time to leave in the general IT parlance means cache, elastic cache. Right, so it's still unreachable. Let's quickly go and double check what's happening. This is the Ubuntu server. So the first thing I want to check is what security group is connected to this server. So I click on, so please work with me now because this is what you will also do. So let's be getting used to troubleshooting together. I'm returning to my dashboard, instances dashboard, so that we can walk through together. So this is the site this is the server hosting the website we are trying to reach. Okay. So I want to go and troubleshoot why I'm unable to reach the site. So I'll click on the instance ID. The first I want to check is port. The package HTTPD or Apache 2, depending on which of the distros of Linux you're using, uses port 80. That means on the firewall of your website or of your server, if port 80 is not opened, even though the application is running fine, it will not be reachable from incoming traffic. Incoming traffic will not be able to reach the app on your server if port 80 is not opened on your server. Okay. Now, by the time you do this, when you are practicing on your own, you will notice that your package is active and it is running, but then you browse for it, it will be unreachable. The first thing you want to go and check is to confirm if port 80 is opened on the firewall of your server. Now, on Amazon, the web services, AWS, your firewall is called security group. So I want to come and check the security group of this server and confirm if port 80 is installed. Do you see this? This is a new security group and port 80 is not here. The only port I have here is what? From what you are seeing, is port 22. So I need to add port 80 to allow incoming traffic from my browser, from your own respective browsers to reach the application. Okay, this must have been my mistake. Whenever I'm launching instances, I don't use new security groups again. I use the existing ones, which already have port 80, just as when I use for the Amazon Linux. I didn't know what happened with Ubuntu. But that's no problem. We are using that to learn now. So to add rule number 80, I click on edit inbound rules here. Edit inbound rules, and then you click add rule. If you click add rule, you drop down this rule type. You're looking for HTTP. Look at it. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is generally on port 80. That's the port range. Okay. And then you say from which source anywhere. Look at it. Source anywhere. You want to put description, it is optional, but you can put it HTTP protocol. You can decide not to put it, nothing's going to happen. Then you save rules. Okay. When you save rule, if I come here now to refresh, I should be able to now reach my server because I've opened the port that allows traffic to get to that package on my server. Okay. So what does firewall do? I've tried to explain to us before when I was telling us about security group. These are the things we will learn when we get into AWS, but let me just tell you, firewall is the wall of fire. Wall of fire around your server, your Linux server, or if it is on Windows, your Windows system. And it controls the traffic that we pass through, either from outside to inside, which is called inbound traffic, or from inside going outside, which is called outbound traffic. There's a default setting for security group on AWS, which is always an AWS interview question. When we get into AWS, we'll talk about that. Okay. So we were able to SSH into our server from this Temios or any SSH client for that matter because port 22 is opened. Okay. If for any reason now I come to edit inbound rules and I delete port 22 on the security group, which is the firewall around this my Ubuntu server, and I save it, okay, the next thing you will notice is all SSH connections to this server will be terminated automatically. Okay, this is the Ubuntu server now. Let me run anything clear. It is not even responding. But the Amazon server that still have active SSH connection, you see I'm connected. Now, because I have deleted port 22, which is the rule number or the port that allows SSH incoming traffic into the server. You see, I keep start over, and not only on Themios, If I come here, let me return, or let me open it in the new tab so I can still maintain this current screen. And then I click on, it is Ubuntu, yeah. And I connect, I try to connect here, and also try to connect here. So this is another SSH connection I'm trying to establish. I'll still be denied. That's it. It will keep rolling, you see. But the moment I return to the security group, which is the firewall around that server, and I edit inbound rules, I click on add rules, and I want to return SSH from anywhere, and I save. If I refresh this connection now, and the one on Temios as well, start over, I would now be able to connect. Okay. Now, the fact that I denied SSH here does not stop the other ports from operating. It just means that they are using different ports. Okay. So the same way we changed the landing page on Amazon Linux, we can do the same here as well. Okay. Can do the same here. So let's just go do a very simple one. Can we come here? Let's cd into root var www.html. We list. We have it. So we say sudo vi index.html. So all the things you are seeing on the landing page, this guy here, this is the source code behind it. Okay, and we can change it. First, let's change, let me insert. Let's change the title from Apache to Works. Let's change it to JTT 24. Okay, we come down. All right, and then we change body Apache default page. We want to call it JTT landing page. I think that's enough to save time. Let's escape, right quit bank, save. So if you go refresh, you see, this is now JTT 24 and our landing page here. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Let's take 10 minutes break. When we return from the break, we'll come and look at zip, how to compress folders and files, and how to extract them as well. Okay, so let's take 10 minutes break, and we come back, we'll continue. Can we continue? Hello, everyone.
We're here.
All right, welcome back. For those that actually left their work desk. So let's clear screen. Let's return back to user home. Then return to your user home. You've been asked to send 6 files to someone via email. You have the option of attaching the 6 files one by one, or you have the option of zipping the files, 6 files, into one zipped file, so that you send one file, one zipped file. Okay. In the corporate environment, the acceptable thing is you zip the 6 files and send one file instead of you sending 6 different files. Okay. That way you are sure the files are not tampered with while it is being transferred electronically. Okay. How do you then zip or tar files in Linux? Okay. To tar a file means that you combine. That's a loose word to say anyway, combine, but I'm just trying to make it clear. If I have 5 files, I can make it 1/3 file, meaning I'll combine the 5 files into 1/3 file. And what's the advantage? It is easy to move a third file around than to be moving 5 files around on your Linux server. Okay. We also see when we try to download an application or a package that is not on RPM, neither is it on Debian. We will get it from the external server, and they always come tarred or zipped because there are many files inside and folders. Okay, which is better you download it as a zipped or a tarred file. Some of us have experienced it before. Okay, when you download something on the internet, it is tarred or it is zipped, then you have to extract it. Okay, the same thing plays out in Linux. Okay, so that is about tarring. You can compress a file. Okay, you reduce the size. You reduce the size so that it is lighter and it is workable. Workability here, I'm saying you can move it around as well. So let's see how we do all of that in Linux. The first thing we should do is to create multiple files and directory as well. So let's touch files in name of fruit, orange, mango, apple, lemon, lime. Okay, so these are files. How about directories? Big directory. Can we use fire, water, wind? Okay, so that's it. If I want to pair files together, the command is tar command, and then the extension is cvf. C means create, V means verbose. Tell the program to verbose and let us see what it is doing, and F is the file name. Tar cvf, the name you want to give the third file. Let's call it file1.tar. Always put an extension. If you don't put an extension, it's still going to tar. It will still tar for you, but you will not be able to differentiate it from other regular files. That's why we put extension. Then you now list all the file you want to tar. So I want to tar apple with lemon, with lime, with what I wrote mango, orange. So that's it. It has tarred. And if I list, look at it. File1.tar. So if I want to see all the files that are tarred within this file one, the command will be tar flag tf, the name of the third file, file1.tar. It's going to list for me that these are all the files within this third file. Okay. I can now move this guy around or duplicate it anywhere instead of copying all of this. Another good application of third file is it's good to back up multiple files. All right, so if I want to do a backup for all this, I don't want to begin to do it one by one. I'll tar them, and then I can now do a backup of this file1.tar. All right, so let's move it around. Let's see. Can we say copy file one dot star into water, and if we seed into water and we clear, we have it here. So what if I want to extract? If I want to extract this third file, what command do I use? To extract it, you say tar flag xvf. X is to extract, tell the program to verbose, and F the name of the file. That's it. So if I list now, all that was tarred here has been extracted, and this is it. Okay. So that's how to tar, simple as that. What if I want to tar the entire folder? Okay. From your screen now, what's the name of the folder we are currently inside, or we are currently working from? What's our current working directory?
EC2 user.
Thank you. EC2 user. Okay. What's our current working directory?
Water.
Thank you. What's our current working directory?
EC2 user.
EC2 user.
Okay. So I want to be sure you are not picking this EC2 user. I want to be sure you are picking the EC2 user here. All right?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that we finally got that. Okay, so if I want to tar the entire directory I am, and we know that this directory has files, it has regular files, it has tarred file, it has folders directory. The command will be something like this: tar flag cvf. The name we want to give the file, let's say all dot tar dot gz, meaning that compress the files and tar them. Okay. // asterisk. // means everything in this place. I might not even add asterisk. This also means everything in this place. All right. That's it. So if I list, I have all.tar.gz. So everything in this directory has been tarred. Okay. If I want to compress a file, the command will be gzip, the name of the file. I do not have an AV file here, but let's try it with file1.gz. And if I list, what do you notice? Look at the size of file1.star here, and look at its size here. Are we together? So you see that the size here is smaller than the size here. I have compressed this file. And when you compress a file, or for you to see a compressed file, what do you see is .gz is added as extension to it. Okay, you're done. You want to decompress. Just use G unzip the name of the file. And if I list, I've unzipped this file. So, show notes. Please go ahead, Mr. Martins.
Okay, so basically, tar is like to combine a file like,
Yes, sir.
into a zip folder. Then
Not zip
the-
folder, into a tar file.
into a tar file.
Yes, sir.
Then compress is to
Reduce the size of the file.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
All right, sir. Now remember, at the beginning of the class, I told us that there are some packages that you will not find them in any of the major package installers like Yum and apt. You have to go install them from their external server. Okay. You see tools like JIT. We could install JIT from Yum. We could install JIT from apt. Tools like Java, we can install it from Yum and install it from apt. But there are tools like database engines like PostgreSQL, MySQL. You won't find it on any of these package manager installers. It's not on Debian, it's not on Red Hat, okay? Tools like Maven for building your source code. Tools like Tomcat, you will not find them on any of these installers. You have to go to their external servers to bring them in, okay? And when you want to do that, the command is wget. That's the command. We use wget to bring in packages from external servers. However, you must use sudo with it. Sudo is wget will work with root or elevated users. Okay, so let's check out tools like that. Let's, for instance, try to use Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. I'll tell us more about Tomcat when we get into DevOps. Okay, it's a free and open source implementation, and it is for web application server. Okay, let's go to download, and then let's download version 10 Tomcat. Look at it. We have the zipped version. We have the tar.gz. We have the version for Windows 32 and 64. So if you want to install it on Linux or on Unix kernel operating system like Linux, like Mac OS, this first two is for you. So let's work with tar.gz. What do we do? You right click and then you copy the link address. Okay. Why did we do that? Because we want to download it on another server. But if it is this current server, that means the PC in front of me, and I want to download it on, I'll just do normal click on it and it's go ahead and download. But because I need it not here on another server, which is a virtual or a cloud server, I'll right click and then I'll copy link address. Then I'll return to my Linux, sudo wget, and I'll paste that. So the link address I copied has been pasted. I tap enter. So if I list, look at it here. This is what I just downloaded. Apache Tomcat 10 version 10.1.2 with tar.gz. Look at it. tar.gz. If I imagine it is compressed and it is also tar. What that means is when you see tar straight away tells you that there are multiple files and or folders. The multiple files and folders, or it could be multiple folders, it could be multiple folders and files. Okay, it could be multiple files only, or multiple files and folders, or multiple files and folders. And GZIP means that those files are heavy, they are compressed. Okay, now this is 1, 2. That's how many megabytes? This is 40 MB here. This is about 1 point something gig here. So let us extract it. Don't forget the command to extract is what? tar switch xvf, the name of the file, Apache that, but you have to use sudo. Why am I using sudo at this point? Look at it. The file I want to extract is owned by root. So you cannot use normal user to extract it. Oh, normal user did. Beautiful. Let me check again. Or did I retain the sudo? That's beautiful. Another server would have denied me, but let's list. Oh, yes. So it has been extracted. Look at it. Okay. If I now cd into Apache and I list, look at everything inside that was start together. Look at it here. And there's a lot of it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 folders. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 files. Everything all together. Look at how many there are here. Okay. I can do a simple word count. W type word count. No. List W word count. What did I have here? So all what this is means, this Tomcat is a web app tool. If we have a code for web application and we want to deploy it, we can use Tomcat. We'll check that out when we get into DevOps. Remember, we use web server for our website, and we use web app for our web application. Two different things. Okay. I think it's a convenient point to stop today. It seems as though we've done nothing, but if you look back, we have actually done a lot. So I'm going to encourage us to go back, watch the lesson videos, practice extensively, and make your own notes. All right. Will there be any question? So, I thought we'll be able to move at a good pace, but I don't want to rush us. We still have some things to learn, like cron job, like bash script, like set commands. Okay, so about 3 major things I still want to expose us to. So we're gonna need 2 classes more to finish up that. But I think Mrs. Buckner will go ahead and send the message for the boot camp. All the information you need will be there. And then if you have any question, you can reach out to her or you reach out to me. Importantly, these lessons are free, but they are valuable. I want to encourage you to put a good premium on them. Go back, learn these things in the lesson videos. All right. And learn it with open mind. Then expose yourself to practices. You will realize that it's not difficult. Okay. That's it. Do you have any question? Do you have any question?
I'm good.
None from my side.
All right, thank you. So if there are no
Thanks,
questions,
everyone.
I think we're good to go. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week.
Thanks a
Thanks.
lot. Good
Enjoy the
night.
rest of your day. Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Bye.